I get excited every single time I get on this mic to talk to y'all because we are on this journey. And I know I'm not bugging when I go through certain things. I know you guys could feel me. So I'm like, I got to share this on the show. Speaking of mic, I do have a story for y'all about this microphone. Lord. Welcome to the Save the Good Girl podcast. I am your host, Erica E. And for those who do not know me, welcome to your first luxury listening experience. I do want to get to know you though. So please go to savethegoodgirl.com, subscribe to my website. I will send you wonderful newsletters. And we need to be social, boo. Like, we go out over here. So follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and Threads. Coming soon will be TikTok. So y'all, you are listening to the SOE edition. And what is SOE? SOE stands for Shot of Erica. So just like your shot of green juice, tequila, or espresso, it gets you exactly where you need to be in a short period of time. I do the same thing, but for your mind. These episodes are no more than 20 minutes, so it's perfect when you're on the go, a cute little pick-me-up, a cute little break. You just want to relax real quick. You're outside, you're chilling. You put the Save the Good Girl podcast on, SOE, we lit, okay? So y'all, I don't know if you feel this way, but I feel like every time I have an aha moment, it is when I am doing the most simplest task. It's like the most basic thing ever, and I have this like aha awakening moment. And I had this episode, like this thought I had in my mind because something recently happened and I'm like, I want to talk about it on the show. But before I recorded, y'all, let me tell y'all what happened. First of all, this episode could have been recorded an hour ago, but my microphone mount decided to fall apart. And I need the mount because the mount keeps the mic steady. And I never had this issue before, so I didn't know what to do. So I'm trying to find YouTube videos. I didn't really see any. So I had to Google the mount that I purchased to see how the picture looked, to emulate it. And it just took me some time. And I was getting frustrated, but there was no way for me to record without my mount, or it would sound very sloppy. And this is a luxury podcast. You guys deserve a luxury listening experience. So I was going to do whatever I could to make sure that it was on correctly, and now it's on correctly. So I'm happy, but boy, oh boy, I was like, I got things to do. Like, I run on a schedule. I had certain things I have to do today. I understand that, not everything will go as planned, but an hour of my time trying to figure this out. But I'm going to tell you how this correlates to what I'm talking about with this parking spot situation. So I don't know if you guys have moments, right? When you're like, I'm trying to explain this. You're sad, but you're not depressed, but maybe you are a little depressed and you're trying to stop the depression. And you want to go out, but you don't want to get like dressed up really fancy, but you know that it might be healthy for you to be outside, but you don't want to do anything too heavy, but you just want to get some air. And you don't want to be around a lot of people, maybe one or two people. Like, I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying, but I was going through that, essentially. I was going through, I knew that it wasn't a good idea for me to just be home and in my thoughts. I knew that it probably would be a great idea to be around people, but I didn't want to be around a lot of people. So my friend told me that she was going to go look at some fabric. She is a fashion designer and a seamstress. So she said she was going to look for some fabric. And I was like, you know what? I think I should go with you. Like, just to see fabric and color and sequin. Like, I needed to change my environment and just like shift my mind. And when we were on our way to go to the fabric store, we were circling and circling and circling and circling for parking. I mean, around. I live in New York. For those who live in areas that are congested with traffic, y'all know how it is trying to find a spot in the city. I'm saying New York City, but any city that's very busy, finding a parking spot can be very challenging. And where we were, it was challenging, right? So we're circling and circling and circling. And then she's like, you know what? Forget it. I'm just going to go in the parking lot. And I said to her, try one more time. If we don't get it one more time, then we can go into the parking lot. Y'all, we go around one more time. Not only did we find a parking spot, because we were looking for a parking spot blocks away. Okay, in New York City, If you find a spot 6-7 blocks away, that's not that bad because it's so hard to find it. Not only did we find a parking spot, we found a spot right in the front of the store, legitimately right in the front. And I'm like, yes. And I'm all excited. And she's like, yes, we found a spot. Da, da, da. So just like if any of you drive, you know what it is when you find that parking spot, right? Now, being the mind that I am, I thought to myself, this is really like symbolic to me about trying again, starting over again, or just trying again and not giving up. Because yes, it's a parking spot, it's not like a life situation, but I took it as that because we found the spot right in front of the store and we were circling for a good 20 minutes and she was getting ready to go right into the lot and she didn't. So I'm like, wow, this is very reminiscent of how life is, right? You want to give up. You're like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And then that last try does something, like something amazing starts to happen. Another thing that I could recollect now that I'm talking to you guys about it was I was looking for a new job, right? And for those who are looking for jobs, you know how it is. Like you're applying, you have interviews, you're doing your research. It's a whole process. You have phone interviews, in-person interviews. So it's a process. And I remember I was just really tired that week. Like I applied to so many jobs. I was exhausted, right? And then I'm like, you know what? It was one day I'm like, you know what? I'm not applying. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm not doing it. Something told me, apply one more time. Don't turn on the laptop. Just look one more time. So I looked one more time. I applied for this job. I'm like, whatever. And then I turned off my laptop. The next morning they reached out to me. And that job is by far one of the best jobs I've ever had, So I thought about I'm at this place where I'm really trying to challenge like how I'm living my life and the people that I have in my life, and I'm changing and they're changing. So I'm trying to see if the changes are aligned. I'm trying to be in a space where I'm believing that I can still get whatever I want and, be around really great spaces and have my luxurious experiences. And, I'm still in that mindset. And I thought about the idea of not giving up and what happens when you find that parking spot. What happens, right? When you finally get that yes. When you finally meet that person you've been looking to meet and you're like, I'm in love. When you finally got that brand partnership, when you finally even me talking to you guys about it, I'm like visualizing it as I'm speaking. And I'm like, wow, what would happen, right? And I know that sometimes life tends to really, limit us at times. Not all the time, but it tends to limit us at times. And I thought about what would happen if I gave up and I didn't do the show? Because I almost didn't. I shared that when I first came back that I almost did not come back to the Save the Good Girl podcast. I was over it. I was done with it because emotionally where I was, I'm like, nah, I can't record. I can't save anybody. Barely could save myself, right? But it was this push that I needed to do this, that somebody will resonate with what I'm saying, right? And the truth is, not everybody is going to like what you do, whatever that trying is. Not everyone's going to love it. And the reality is this, I don't need everybody to love what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I know what the mission statement is, and I know the kind of audience that I want to attract. So I'm okay with that. But I'm not okay with coming back and giving you guys a half-assed job. That's something I'm not okay with at all. And I thought about, yes, try again, but what about trying again with real effort, with real, strategy, with really thinking, with how do you want this to really, be out there? So I'm thinking about not just the show, but my personal life too, manifesting the right way. Really thinking about the kind of partner that I want and what do I need from him and what does he need from me? What are certain things that I need to work on? Have I given up on myself? I've been thinking about that. Have I given up on certain areas and just kind of succumbed to it is what it is? Because that statement, it is what it is, it does not apply to everything. If I haven't really given my full effort to something, I can't say that, right? I can't say, well, it is what it is. And I know that I didn't really give my all, you know? So I thought about that song from Aaliyah, Try Again. And she was like, if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. And I thought about that we need to have a relentless spirit. And I feel like I do, but I will say that my experiences have definitely softened my relentless attitude. It's there, but it's not in every area. And I really wanted to strengthen that because there's so much more that I can get when I'm actually giving my all and really trying, like really making it a priority. I feel like we need to ask ourselves, like, the life that we really want, right? Like the life that we really want. Can we genuinely say that we have maximized all measures and we're doing every single thing that we can, and not just physically, because the emotional part and the spiritual part, you know, and the mental part, that all ties in hand as well. Can you genuinely say that you're doing everything you can emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually to get what you want? I have to also like catch myself when I say certain things, like, you know, like just the scarcity mentality, you know, even when you're joking, it's just not something you want to say because that's not the life that we're trying to live. So in the space of trying to be present, right? Like I'm excited, right? I'm out with my friend. We're looking at fabric. We found the spot. And when I tell y'all, it took me not even 30 seconds to kind of correlate finding this parking spot. The fact that we didn't give up and we found a spot, even though we were looking. My microphone gave me so many issues before I came on this mic to talk to y'all. I didn't give up. And we ended up getting the result that we wanted and then some, because mind you, we were just looking for a parking spot near. Of course, it would be great to find one in the front, but we just wanted something close by. And then we ended up getting it right in the front. At the time when I was looking for that job, I just wanted a job to just, you know, gain some experience, but I ended up getting a position that really, really, really was a strong catalyst for my success in luxury. You know, I had the opportunity to travel and do so many great things with that company. So I had to kind of go back to that and think about how can I apply that to my life right now? Because I don't know if I'm doing it to its full potential of me circling and circling and circling to find that spot. I can't say that I am. And I wonder, you know, what happens if I do? So I had to kind of think to myself, what is the problem? What is the problem? And the problem is I'm holding my thoughts hostage because I'm letting whatever I'm going through physically today, like right now, affect the possibility of what can be. And I don't like that. I don't like the fact that I'm doing that. I don't like the fact that I'm not as quick to shift. So this is a continuous thing. And that's why I told y'all we are on this journey together. I do not come on this show acting like I'm Miss Perfect, acting like, yeah, whatever. I do not. Anything that I experience that I feel that will add value to your life or help you with a thought-provoking question or episode or anything that I feel that will be luxury to you and quality to you, I am going to share it. And I wanted to share this with y'all because I feel like maybe there's somebody out there who wants to give up, who's over it, who's tired, who's been crying, who's upset because I'm there and I've been there and I understand how it feels to be in that space. But I think, well, I know that when you do put your best foot out there and your efforts are out there, I do believe that something great will happen. And I think people recognize that. They recognize, you know, the effort. They recognize the passion. They recognize the will. They recognize that you have a strong why. They recognize that. So what would happen if you didn't give up on love? What would happen if you went back out there again? I'm trying to figure that out for myself. So if you're in that space, we on it together, okay? But what would happen if we just changed the dynamic? Whatever stories we're hearing from other people, that's not our story, that's their story, right? What would happen if we didn't give up on trying to have another baby? What would happen if we didn't give up on trying to get some more clients today? What would happen if we didn't try, to give up on opening our own business? What would happen if we didn't give up on ourselves? Like what could really happen if we just did it one more time or two more times or three more times? So I feel like I'm at this place where I'm very curious because I know that there's more for us. I know that living a luxurious life is my birthright. I know that I'm not supposed to live a life of mediocrity. I just know that. I've always felt like that. But I also know that the toughest battle that I've ever had to fight was in my mind. And it is something that, this is why I'm doing the podcast, so that we can talk, because it's something that is so vital to shift. And I'm so grateful for having the opportunity to talk to y'all, to talk to my therapist, to talk to my grief counselor, to talk to my friends, to really help shift my mindset. Because when you are in your own head for a little too long, it can be dangerous because you start to create scenarios that are not real and that are not true. And you need someone to kind of be like, no. None of that even happened, girl. Why are you doing the most? So I would like to challenge you and myself to try again. Like, I'm able to record this episode, y'all, because I fixed my microphone. I was frustrated. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I thought about? I thought about, you know what? I'll just record tomorrow because I was so frustrated. But I didn't. I'm like, no, Erica, fix it. It's okay. We're going to figure it out. I constantly have to tell myself it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I have to soothe myself. But what would it look like finding your parking spot? How do you think you would feel? If you yes, I got the man. Yes, I got the girl. Yes, I got my business. Yes, I got the baby. Yes, I got myself. Yes, I'm healing. Yes, my heart is not as broken anymore. Yes, I'm going through my own process. Ooh, yes, I found the right therapist, or I found the right doctor. I found the right coffee. I found the right sandwich. How does that feel? There's a satisfying factor that happens when we finally get that yes, when we finally get that spot. And that's what I'm focused on. I just want to get to my spot. I don't want nobody's spot. That parking spot was meant for us. There were so many cars circling. And then God was like, no, that's for y'all. So I want you guys to think about that. What is something you feel deserves a bit more attention? I've been thinking about that. What is something that you feel deserves more attention? And what would it look like if you didn't give up and you actually was excited about it and visualized about it and thought about it in a positive way? I want to hear your thoughts on that. I want to hear your thoughts. Please communicate with me, y'all, on SaveTheGoodGirl.com. Send me a message in a contact area, or on social media. You can send me DMs on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and Pinterest. I would love to hear your thoughts on this episode about finding that spot, not giving up, really believing that it can happen, whatever you're looking for. And what would it look like if you just tried one more time? Because I'm at that space. Erica, one more time. Erica, just 5 more minutes. And then the satisfaction, really think about the satisfaction, the joy, the internal joy you're going to feel when you do find that spot. Because it's yours. We just have to go and do the work to get there, And the beautiful thing is you don't have to do it alone. You have support. And if you don't have support, you can always get it. And you also have me on the podcast. Save the Good Girls here for you as well, boo. But yes, y'all, I wanted to leave y'all with that. I cannot wait to talk to y'all this week. Come back, holla at your girl, and let me know your thoughts. I'm very curious. Also, check out the blog post, y'all. If y'all just trying to find something different to do, the blog posts are really great as well. But yeah, I want to hear your thoughts on this. We're really trying out here. I can't wait to talk to y'all. Bye.